Hi friends, in this lecture we are going to study about Home Rule League, Home Rule movement. This is a movement started in India during First World War. And before going to Home Rule movement, there are some revolutionary activities going on in India as well as in abroad by Indians. We have to learn about these revolutionary activities during First World War. The first one is Ghadar Party in North America. We have already studied about the Ghadar Party. This was started by Lal Hardayal in North America, and we have to know about Komagata Maru incident. There is an incident which happened at that time which shook entire world. Because what is the issue? Komagata Maru incident. What is this incident? In Canada, the number of Indians were increased, and Canadian government felt that because of immigrant Indians, our Canadian people were becoming unemployed. That's why the Canadian government want to restrict Indians from coming into Canada. That's why they passed an act, Continuous Passage Act. What this act says is that anyone who want to come to Canada should start from their birthplace itself. If Indian want to go to Canada, then he has to start his journey from India only. But India don't have any ships to Canada directly. If Indian want to go to Canada, they will be going to any European country. From there, they would be taking Canadian ship and they will be reaching to Canada. But India don't have any direct ship to Canada. So this barred Indians from entering Canada. So an Indian staying in Japan, his name is Gurdeep Singh Dhillon. What he done is, he leased a ship named Komagata Maru. The ship name is Komagata Maru. It is a Japanese ship. He took lease this ship, and this ship starts at Hong Kong, then comes to India. From India, it goes to Canada. So Indians who want to go to Canada can go through this ship. But when the Komagata Maru ship reached Canada, the Canadian officials refused to accept Indians, refused the Indians from enter Canada. So the ship returned to India. Ship to reach Canada, it takes 2 months, almost 2 months. So after 2 months of journey, Canadian officials refused Indians from entering Canada. Again the ship returned to India. When it returned to India, here the British officials refused to accept these Indians because they felt that some of the revolutionary terrorists present in that ship. So there was a conflict rose between these members and the British officials, and the British officials fired them. So in the firing, 18 members were died and 200 members were jailed. So Ghadar Party in North America, which is present in North America, want to take revenge on this incident. So they sent some of the members of this party to India, and in India, Raj Bihari Bose and Sachindranath Sanyal received them, and they made a plan to take revenge on British government. So this is all about Ghadar Party. And Berlin Committee. We have read about this Berlin Committee. It was started by Virendranath Chattopadhyay in Berlin, that is in Germany. So they made a plan with German government, because Germany and England were rivals in the First World War. So the Berlin Committee, which is headed by Virendranath Chattopadhyay, they made a plan with Germany which is called Zimmermann Plan. Okay, this is the second activity. And what is the third? Mutiny in Singapore. In Singapore, there is a mutiny by Indian army officers which were serving for British government. So this mutiny was headed by Jamadar Chishti Khan. This is Chishti, Jamadar Chishti Khan and Jamadar Abdul Ghani. In India, these Ghadarites, these members of the Ghadar Party came to India to take revenge. So they were received by Raj Bihari Bose and Sachindranath Sanyal. And in Bengal, Jatin Mukherjee He is also called Bhaga Jatin. What he done? He wanted to disrupt railway lines. For that he stolen 50 Massed pistols and he planned to disrupt railway lines. But he was died in that conflict. So this was about the revolutionary activities in India. Now coming to Home Rule movement. Why the Home Rule movement started? The Home Rule movement started, the very first reason is for concessions. Indians want some powers, more powers. So for that, this is the main reason for the Home Rule movement. We have been asking for more powers or self-government since 1900 or beyond or before that. In Swadeshi movement also, the main motive is Swaraj, that is self-government. So Indians are demanding for concessions. This is one reason. And in 1909, government brought out with Minto Morley reforms. So these Minto Morley reforms are not satisfied Indians. This is the second reason. And rise in price rises. Because during this war, the budget allocation will be majorly going to the war activities or army. That's why government unable to import the goods. So there will be this shortage of supply and the demand will be same. So that's why the price was risen. So this is the third reason. And during the war, there was a propaganda between the Britishers and their rivals. So this exposed the myth of white superiority. Indians came to know that even the whites are not that superiority what we all thought of. So they came to know the weaknesses of the British because of the propaganda of their rivals. And during this time, Tilak released. Tilak was arrested during the Swadeshi movement after Surat split. Now he released, after 6 years he released and he was ready to take part in national movement. And Annie Besant also, she was staying in India since 1896 and she wanted to start Home Rule movement. See, Home Rule movement was a movement which was started in Ireland and Annie Besant was also from Ireland. She wanted to start such movement in India for more powers to Indians. And how the movement was started and how the movement reached the common people or grassroots level people. See, this movement was shared between Tilak and Besant. Tilak taken this movement to Maharashtra, Karnataka, Central Province and Berar. In Maharashtra, except Bombay, entire Maharashtra, the Bombay was taken by Annie Besant. And he has 2 newspapers, Kesari and Maratha. Maratha is in English language and Kesari is in Marathi language. Okay. Annie Besant, she started this movement in Madras and rest of the India. She taken this movement to rest of the India except these areas, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Central Province and Berar. Bombay was taken by Annie Besant and she was assisted by George Arundale, B.W. Wadia and Ramaswamy Iyer. And this movement was joined by Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru as well as Motilal Nehru and Bhulabhai Desai, Chittaranjan Das, Madan Mohan Malviya, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Tej Bahadur Sapru, Lala Lajpat Rai. See, these names are important to remember because they might come in prelims. And Muslims, non-Brahmins and South Indians were not taken active part in this movement because there was a myth that this movement is only for and by superior classes. So that's why many these Muslims and non-Brahmins and South Indians didn't take part. And the main aim of this movement is that to have the political education to the people. That's why many newspapers and libraries, pamphlets and posters were in the circulation. And in 1917 there was a Russian Revolution going on. This was an added advantage to this movement because by this movement influenced many Indians. And what is the government activity during this time? Government barred Tilak from entering Punjab and Delhi, and Annie Besant and her associates were arrested. And her associates, who are their associates? They are B.W. Wadia, Ramaswamy Iyer, These are the people. George Arundale, B.W. Wadia, Ramaswamy Iyer. Along with Ali Besant, all of them are arrested. And because of this arrest, Subramanya Iyer renounced his knighthood. That is, he gave back his knighthood to British. What are the positive outcomes from this movement? See, the aim of this movement is to develop the political awareness or political education. So it was achieved because of this lot of pamphlets and posters and libraries. These pamphlets can reach to even the rural areas of India, and that's why there is a awareness grown in even the rural people. That's why there is a decrease of gap between towns and the country. Even the country people took active part in this movement because of this political awareness. And this movement, Home Rule movement, prepared the masses for Gandhian style. This is not the movement of not the sort of like Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement is a aggressive movement, high pitch movement it is. But whereas Home Rule movement is like Gandhian style movement. So this movement prepared the masses for Gandhian style. And August Declaration in 1917, there is a declaration by the government that we will be giving you the more powers. There is a declaration. So this declaration is due to the Home Rule movement only. This declaration is because of the effect of the Home Rule movement. And Tilak and Annie Besant wanted to reunite the moderates and extremists of Congress. They were divided in Surat Split 1907, and Annie Besant and Tilak made a huge efforts to reunite these moderates and extremists. So they were successful in reuniting them, and they were reunited in Lucknow session 1916. Thank you friends for watching this video, and please do comment.